Welcome to this session on anxiety and overwhelm. I suggest dress in some comfortable clothes. You're free to move in. Get a chair, ideally without armrests, so you have more space to move. Today's session will comprise of some standing movements as well as some seated movements. So I propose we actually start standing. And when we are anxious, we're actually living too much in our head. So we're completely almost disconnect from our bodies. So let's actually use that session to come back into our bodies. So something quite unusual, actually shake it out. So shake out your arms, your legs. So remember, animals in the wild, they like to shake. So it just resets the nervous system. So you can, if you're in your own home, don't be too conscious, or really just let it out. Arms, legs, just shake it out. Lovely. And then from here, just bring that movement back to stillness. Perhaps pause for a moment. Take a breath in and out. One thing to note though, when we are anxious, we are breathing more in our chest. So you want to bring the breath into the whole torso, ideally into our bellies. So that's also, we were doing some breathing practices during the session and weaving in some mindfulness tools as well. So in order to make the most of our standing practice, we are starting with a standing twist. So bring the arms perhaps up around shoulder height and allow the body to move. So perhaps let the heels come off the floor so you're not twisting your knees or any movement in your knees is not restricted. Perhaps even give yourself a pat on the opposite shoulder. If you feel dizzy, perhaps just calm the movement down, slow the movement down. So you can do it a little slower. Maybe you actually want to bring in some rhythmic movement. Good. So remember, we want to come back into our bodies. Life is busy. When we are anxious, we are not present in this moment. We worry about the future. So use that short session to really come back to this present moment. Take one more standing twist here. Good, and then bring that movement back to stillness. So we're using also side stretches. So I'll show you some options with the chair if you need a support. So I use the chair to start with. Cross one leg over the opposite one. Bring the arm up and lean over to one side. Inhale, draw that elbow back. Exhale, reach that arm over in the cross. Inhale, draw the elbow back, come up to standing. Exhale, reach that arm over. Good, two more here. Inhale, elbow draws back. Exhale, reach the arm up and over. Good, last one here. Inhale and exhale, reach the arm up and over. So perhaps hold that position for 1 or 2 breaths. So we ideally want to breathe in through our nose and out through our nose. If it feels restricted, breathe in any way that feels comfortable. And then coming back to standing. So changing sides, I just turn the chair here over. So crossing the opposite leg over. Reach the arm up as you inhale. Exhale, lean to one side. Inhale, draw the elbow back. Exhale, reach up and over. Few more rounds here. Inhale, elbow draws down. Exhale, reach up and over. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, actually holding for a few breaths. So we want to bring a bit more length into the side body. 1 more breath here. Good. And then bring your arm back, uncross your feet. Good, couple of shoulder rolls. So you might feel tense. Use those elbows, mobilizing your shoulders. So any movement that feels good. Lovely. So from here, we use our chair as support, but I'll show you a different version without chair support. So almost facing side of your chair, step one foot back and turn the foot out. So we're bending the front knee and just to establish a bit of a stretch in our thighs. So one foot turns out and one foot turns forward. So just straighten and bend that knee. Lovely. So from here, again, we're bringing a side stretch in. So you can either rest your hand on your thigh, bring that arm up and over, and then coming back up to standing. So palm and arm reaches up and over and back. So you might also use the chair if that feels more supportive. So remember to reach that arm up. Lovely. Two more. Stretch. And last one here. And coming back to standing. So bring the feet again together. Lovely. Second side. So again, one foot steps forward, one foot points forward, one foot points out. And bend your knee. So you can always have the back of your chair as a support. Bending, straightening. If you need a wider stance, just move the feet further apart. So you can bring your hand again onto your thigh, reach that top arm up and over, and back to standing. And reach, and back to standing. So bending the front knee. Again, you can also use the chair as a support. Lovely. Two more here. And then coming back up. Let's bring feet together. And then coming into a seated position. So on the chair, I like to recommend that you come up into not a slouched kind of posture, but actually shuffle your bottom a little bit closer to the edge of the chair. So there's a gap between the back of the chair and your back. So that naturally brings you into a little bit more of an upright seated posture. So from here, we're using a gentle seated twist. So bring the arms across and then just do a few rounds here. So it helps to loosen up the muscles in our back. So if your neck feels a little stiff, perhaps don't pull your head too far. If there's no restriction, you might want to look over the back shoulder. Lovely. From here, take one more on each side. And then come back to center. So from here, again, we want to get out of our head back into our body. And the best way to do it if we're actually using our arms and legs in very different ways. So we're actually coordinating them, and that's when we actually need to be present. So the starting position of our feet, so lower body and upper body, we're combining. So extend your leg out in front of you, kicking the heel down and back. Opposite foot, heel, kick, out, and then pull it back. Good. So a few rounds here. Heel, back, heel. Lovely. So from here, we're focusing on the arm position. Crossing the arms over. And then draw them back. Elbows really squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then change the crossing. And then elbows draw back, lift your chest. And change the crossing again. Elbows draw back, change the crossing. Elbows draw back, change the crossing. So we're combining it. We can start with arms crossed over. Extend one foot out in front of you. Bring the foot back, Draw the elbows back. Opposite foot comes forward. Change the crossing. And back. And change. And back. Cross. Back. Cross. Back. Continue at your own pace. You can do it faster. You can do it slower. 2 more. Different arm position. Feet remain the same. Heel comes out in front of you. One arm reaches out. Your hand flexes. So your fingertips point up towards the ceiling. So you might feel a stretch in your forearm. So same side leg, same side arm. And back. And opposite side. And back. So perhaps visualize something. Almost setting your boundaries. You might even bring the opposite arm in. Elbow draws back. Continue at your own pattern, your own pace. You can do it faster, do it slower. 1 more on each side. Lovely. Last arm position here, arms out to the sides. Again, both hands this time. Really firm boundaries. Fingertips point up. Lovely. 1 foot out, arms out wide. And back to center. And second foot. And back. If you want more of a stretch for the chest, lift your heart center up. Elbows draw slightly back. Maybe visualize your own bubble. So you create that kind of protection around yourself. Good. 2 more. Last one. Good. Any movement here. So we are bringing them all together with less repetitions. So starting again, crossing over. Heel, kick and crossing over. And back. Cross and back. Cross and back. Last one. Cross and back. One arm. Out, in. Out, in. Out, in. Last one. Out, in. Both arms. Out, in. Good. 2 more. Keep going. Crossing over. Out, in. Cross. 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 One arm. Back. Out. Back. Out. Back. Last one. Out. Back. Both arms. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Last one. Out. In. Pause. Good. Take a moment to rest your hands at your lap. If it feels okay, perhaps close your eyes for a moment. And take 3 deep and full breaths. In through your nose, exhaling, maybe even out through a wide mouth. In through your nose, exhale, out through your mouth. Last one here, in through your nose, and out through your mouth. So from here, if it feels okay, open your eyes again, cross your arms over, really hold yourself tight and allow yourself to circle. So element of touch, very important. Self-hug, so powerful. So you can even bring the chin towards the chest. Remember the arm that's on top. And then coming back to center, arms wide like wings. Cross them over, opposite side. Circle in the opposite direction. So we bring the stretch into the back body. Good. 3 more circles here. You can make them smaller or bigger. And then return back to stillness. Relax your arms, your shoulders. So I want to show you a breathing technique you can literally do anywhere, even in an exam or just any situation that might feel challenging. It's called the finger breathing. So all you need is literally just your hand, the opposite hand, spread your fingers wide and use perhaps your index finger or any other finger. Begin to trace the fingers. So that's the movement we're after. We literally just look at our hand and just trace finger up and down. So, and then you can always go back. So that's the movement we're after. So how does the breath come in? So perhaps let's start again here at the pinky. On the inhale, draw the finger up towards the top. Exhale, let the finger slide down. Inhale, reach up again. Till you get to the top. Exhale, keep your eyes focused on that movement here. Inhale, trace the finger up. Exhale, trace the finger down. Inhale up. Exhale down. If you finish, your fingers go back again. So remember, you can always go back up as you inhale, down as you exhale. And if it feels okay, breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. So that really activates the diaphragmatic breathing. So we want that deep belly breath. So remember, your hand, your palm can even rest, your palm can even rest on your thigh. You can even do it with eyes closed. Inhale and exhale. So remember, it is about keeping the mind focused. You probably always have thoughts. So coming back into this moment, element of touch, one of the senses. Lovely. Perhaps finish tracing your hand. And once you're done, just bring the palms or rest the palms on your thighs. And just take a moment to notice, to breathe. So from here, finishing with a little mindfulness practice, almost perhaps meditation. So we're using again element of touch, and we use our fingers, our hands. So the thumb always connects with the index finger, then with the middle finger, ring finger, pinky, ring finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky. You can do it with both hands. So that's the movement we're after. So try to slow it down. And now let's add a little mantra, affirmation. So as you begin to tap index and thumb, you can repeat after me. Peace, middle finger and thumb, begins, ring finger and thumb, with, pinky and thumb, me. Peace begins with me. Hands can rest on your lap. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. Keep your breath quite soft, regular. And then as you continue to repeat that mantra, let your voice become quieter and quieter until it's literally just repeated in your mind. So you continue tapping those fingers, and in your head you silently repeat that mantra with each tap. Peace Your eyes can be closed, your eyes can be open or fixed on a point that's not moving. So it brings us back into the present moment. Continue the last round. Once you're finished, just rest your palms in your lap. Maybe even bring them together. Pause, breathe, notice. Release the shoulders away from your ears. So remember, you can always tap back into that peaceful state. It's always within you, with your breath, with movement, the element of touch. Thank you for joining me in today's session.